Good afternoon, I'm Sanjay Maru, and you're watching MediaPlex live at 1. Tomorrow is Remembrance Day. Earlier this week, the Legion Riverside Branch 255 honored our veterans with a parade. Bernard DeFall was there to bring us this story.
G. Murray, Pat Phillips, Joe Prier, Charlie Johnson.
The names of fallen comrades. Young cadets with stony faces avert their gaze in sympathy with the veterans of wars long since forgotten. Long-serving veterans in military dress with accoutrements, fists clenched to keep their emotions stealthy. The parade led by the Scottish Society pipe band's Lament. In their drag, humble vigil sentries of flag bearers, Legion cadets, and Scouts Canada. The Royal Canadian Legion Riverside Branch 255 hosted the Remembrance Day Parade at the Cenotaph at the old Riverside Arena on the 11th day of the 11th month. Wreaths were placed by various civic societies at the foot of the empty tomb in remembrance for those whose remains still reside in countries they never called home. Ronald Ewing, 93, joined the militia at age 13 in step with family tradition.
There are 9 of us, nine of my family in the service. And my father was in the service, both wars.
Ewing guarded 700 Italian and German soldiers on board the Queen Mary, recalling his fortunate deployment.
The Queen Mary was well equipped and we served away north. It traveled away north so that there were no submarines.
This was not the fortune for all the members of his enlisted family.
I lost a brother in the Air Force overseas. He's buried over there. We all come back except the one that was shot down in the Air Force.
For Raymond Sylvius, a Korean War veteran, the day is a stark reminder of the realities they will never manage to outlive.
A lot of them are still there.
Scott Flynn, the training coordinator for Branch 255's Cadet Corps, has lasting empathy for these aging warriors, a sense of personal significance that got infused in his family life.
My father was a veteran of World War II, blinded in Buran. My mother used to tell me that my dad, during a thunderstorm, would jump from his bed, thinking it's shells.
Not everyone is destined to serve on the front line. For those who do, being forgotten is non-negotiable, according to Sylvius.
We gotta remember the ones who didn't come back. There's no way we can forget. No way.
Ewing reiterates the value of the price soldiers pay.
We're a free country and we should try to keep it that way.
Wearing the red poppy is one way to show gratitude. Another way,
say thank you. You know, a lot of these guys, people just walk by them like they're nothing, like they don't exist. People just needed to say thank you, period.
In remembrance of the Dieppe raid, I went to the Chimchuk Museum in downtown Windsor to learn more about how this historical event is still being felt today. This year marks the 75th anniversary of the Dieppe raid. To mark the anniversary, an exhibit has been put together at the Chimchuk Museum in downtown Windsor. Research assistant Nicole Chittle says that construction of the exhibit was a long and educational process.
We started the project about a year ago, and we wanted to do something to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the raid, which was just this past August. So we started working on the exhibit, doing some research for it, and then eventually it went in on August 19th, 2017.
The raid sent 553 men from our region to Dieppe Beach in France. Over the 9-hour mission, most of the men became prisoners of war, with many dying and only a few returning home. The exhibit focuses on the stories of individual soldiers and hosts many artifacts donated by families of war heroes and the Windsor Armories.
I think some of the biggest items are the artifacts that belong to prisoners of war at the time, because you can really see their experience in that way. A lot of times that's difficult to find, so that's something really special. We have a notebook, we have sketchbooks, even letters that they wrote to their families, and I really wanted to make that personal connection with the exhibit rather than it just be a statistic.
The exhibit, named Sacrifice and Courage, the Dieppe Raid Remembered, will be on display until December 31st. For MediaPlex News, I'm Sanjay Maru. The Christmas Elves are having a fundraiser tomorrow at the Moose Lodge. Brandon Dahl stopped by to talk to Lori Harrison about what the Christmas Elves do.
I'm here with Brandon Dahl, a member of the Christmas Elves in Windsor, Essex, and we're going to find out what they've been up to lately. So, Brandon, tell me, who are the Christmas Elves and when did you start?
My family and I started the Christmas Elves to take care of people in need of a dinner on Christmas Day.
And what is your mission with the Christmas Elves?
We want to make sure that everybody has a place to be on Christmas Day, no matter what the circumstances are. Homeless, rich, in between. If you need a place, that's what we're there for.
Okay, so in order to fund this Christmas dinner, you're having a fundraiser. Could you please tell us more about this fundraiser and how people can get a hold of you to get tickets?
Yes, our fundraiser is on November 11th at Moose Lodge. You can find more information on our Facebook page. We're the Christmas Elves on Facebook. We're doing a full Christmas dinner, or a full chicken dinner at the Moose Lodge. There's going to be raffle prizes, door prizes. It's going to be a fun event.
And how can they get tickets?
If you, again, look us up on Facebook, you can contact us directly there. We will get you your tickets. We will even deliver them directly to your door.
Okay, thank you, Brandon, for stopping by. And be sure to follow them on Facebook and keep up with what they're going to do.
Mad Canada held an event at Kennedy Collegiate Secondary School. They encouraged people to wear a red ribbon to remind people to be safe. Amos Johnson went to bring us the story.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving for Windsor and Essex launched their Red Ribbon campaign to provide awareness on impaired driving for students at Kennedy Collegiate Secondary School. Attending the event were members of the Windsor Police, LaSalle Police, Amherstburg Police, Allstate Insurance, and many other organizations to share their stories. Shelky Hamka is the community leader for Mad Canada and the main guest speaker for the event.
This time of year, because of more festivities and a lot of drinking and parties that happen, impaired driving tends to increase. So having this campaign at this time raises more awareness about the dangers and consequences of impaired driving in hopes that people make better and wiser decisions when they've had alcohol or have consumed drugs.
The ribbon cutting was held at the end of the ceremony in front of the school with local police, as well as a ride program taking place shortly after. Sheila Davis is with Allstate Insurance and has participated with Mad Canada for their ride programs throughout the years.
Right after the ribbon cutting ceremony out front, then we're going to have a ride program out front on Tecumseh Road. They close the traffic and the Windsor Police stop cars going both ways, talk to everybody, see if they've been drinking and driving. And then there's also a little bag that's made up from Mad Canada that has little tidbits. There's a red ribbon in there. There's magnets. There's Allstate information as well for insurance. And we give it out to the people on the street.
Mad Canada are asking residents of Windsor and Essex to tie a red ribbon to their vehicles, keychains, purses, briefcases, and backpacks, and spreading the word, as well as to serve as tribute to all the victims of impaired driving. This is Amos Johnson for MediaPlex News.
We had our first official snowfall last night. Today we will see a chilly high of -1. Tomorrow there will be a few flurries with a high of 2. And on Sunday, cloudy with showers and warming up to a high of 5. In honor of more than 2 million Canadians who selflessly serve this country, here's a brief video published by Veterans Affairs Canada.
This year marks the 100th anniversary of the Battle of Passchendaele. To mark this anniversary, our government will be leading a delegation overseas. In Belgium, they'll participate in ceremonies of remembrance for the brave Canadian and Allied soldiers who fought there a century ago. Je vous encourage à prendre le temps de réfléchir aux sacrifices faits par nos soldats au cours de la bataille de Passchendaele. During this coming Veterans Week, we reflect on the actions of Canadians who served and continue to serve in the causes of peace and freedom. The sacrifice and courage shown in the fall of 1917 by the Canadian Corps will never be forgotten, lest we forget.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Sanjay Maru, and you've been watching MediaPlex live at 1.